Can my roommate and I pay our rent by gardening plants in the fall? I set up a greenhouse with the remaining funds from our piano playing scheme and purchased some starter fruits to plant. The welcome wagon arrived, but they didn't bring me any fruitcake. Thankfully, someone made a meal at the park down the hill. Without a bed at home, we would have to nap at the park for the night. I wasn't surprised that nothing was ready the next morning, so I traveled to the lounge in Tortosa for a shower and some chips. I then made my way to Bjorn's house to begin my affair. We played a game of chess together. After having a meal at his house, I watched the sun set as I took a dip in his pool. We spent the night there, with the only profit made from the plants I harvested in the park. 9 simoleons. We took care of most of our needs the next morning before Clara kicked us out. Our plants still weren't ready. I had begun to think that I had made a terrible mistake. We traveled to that community garden in Willow Creek to try to harvest something, but came up with nothing. I went to the Goth household to take care of my needs and noticed a mopey-looking Mortimer. My only assumption was Bella had died. She had fallen off a mountain. Bjorn called and asked to stay over. Who was I to deny him? He didn't know I didn't have a real home. He brought his whole family along. Dog and wife included. My greenhouse was a little crowded. I hadn't even clicked any romantic interactions and these bubbles came up. The game was guiding me. Was I about to flirt with him with his wife around? No, I took him down to the park for that. I don't need a scandal, I'm a B-list celebrity. We had our first kiss this night. Why is he so easy? He literally agreed to be my boyfriend that same night. How about leave your wife? I felt bad because the children were there. I thought he left his wife. I had to ask this man twice. That's a bit of a red flag, Bjorn. I sold some plants I had harvested around the world and discovered my grapes and apples were finally ready. I purchased a sleeping bag to trade off. We ended the day with 384 simoleons. The next day was Harvest Fest. I took a trip over to Bjorn's after selling some plants. I took care of my needs and went back home to end the day with 514 simoleons. I sold some plants the next morning and returned to the lounge in Tortosa to celebrate night on the town. Kyle Kyleson was there, the man I would marry. I went over to flirt and hadn't realized Bjorn had shown up. It was time to just be friends. The romance was gone. We returned home and ended the day with 884 simoleons. We sold more plants the next morning and leveled up our gardening skill to level 3. In the night we had made 1,318 simoleons. Winter had started the next day, and Phoenix nearly froze to death. After selling some plants, we ended the day with 1,400 simoleons. On the last day, we had 1,487 simoleons and paid our rent of 85 simoleons. Would we survive the winter?